So this is a game I never even heard of. Split Fiction. Never even heard of it until I saw this. Split Fiction player count explodes on launch day. Split Fiction's massive launch proved Josef Fares is a force in gaming. Never even heard of the game. Hazelight Studios has done it again. Split Fiction, the latest co-op adventure from Josef Fares, whatever, has launched to some seriously incredible numbers, peaking at nearly 200,000, which, I mean, considering what Monster Hunter Wilds did, peaking at like, what, 2 million? But, I mean, still, it's a really good number compared to, like, say, a game that comes out where it's only like 89,000 or, 20,000 or something like that, you know. But on top of that, the game's receiving glowing reviews across the board, further cementing Fares as one of the most consistent visionaries in the industry. So we got 200,000 right there. Founded originally back in 2014 by Swedish film director Josef Fares. Hazelight Studios has now become known throughout the entire video game industry for their unique approach to storytelling and, more importantly, cooperative gameplay. The studio first gained recognition with A Way Out, the industry's first co-op only third-person action adventure, following Fair's earlier success with Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Over the years, Hazelight has continued to expand, building a reputation for delivering innovative, emotional, and engaging co-op experiences that push the boundaries of game design. The success following It Takes Two allowed Hazelight Studios to solidify its reputation for crafting unique, engaging, and emotionally driven co-op experiences. The studio prides itself on maintaining a close-knit and creative work culture where collaboration and approachability fuel innovative game design. As far as I can tell, there is little to no signs of diversity, equity, and inclusion anywhere to be found within the halls of Hazelight, or even in their own website. None whatsoever. Yeah, a lot of the studios, they'll be like, well, but we're not pushing any of that. What are you guys talking about? We're not pushing that. But then you go to their website, and here at Ubisoft or here at BioWare, we pride ourselves in diversity, equity, inclusion, and we constantly strive to inclusivity in gaming, not only in the career but in games as well. It's like, yeah, well, your website, you're saying something, but your website's saying something different. So we're gonna go what's written on your website. Um, Hazelight has remained committed to developing games that they've been passionate about making, while staying true to their creative visions rather than industry trends and checkbox marking. For their later project, now Split Fiction, now released, gamers are now firsthand seeing more and more of the studio's signature storytelling and cooperative gameplay without any of the nonsense attached. I mean, if only all companies were like this, making good games that are, fun and good and with good storytelling, good written characters, fun gameplay. If only they did that. Like, take this company and just let them be in charge of everything else. You want a Dragon Age game? Let them get involved. You want a friggin' Tomb Raider game? Let them get involved. You want an Assassin's Creed game? Let them get involved. At least when it comes to storytelling and all that, because clearly, if what JT here is what he's saying is true, clearly they know how to tell a story. And I guarantee you they'll be able to tell a story of any kind. So they'll be able to tell a story of, like, feudal Japan. Because I guarantee you they'd be actually doing the research, not just, oh, we're working with experts, but no, they would work with actual experts. not just go on the word of some freaking liberal Japanese American who's like, oh yeah, Yasuke was totally a historical figure in ancient Japan. Yeah, he was totally a samurai. You can trust me because I'm Japanese. You know, like they would actually put the effort in to make sure it's an authentic story with authentic, setting. And I bet they wouldn't be using Chinese architecture instead of Japanese. Because Ubisoft apparently can't tell the difference between Chinese and Japanese, which makes them seem more racist than anything. Well, what do we have to worry about? It's fucking Asian, right? They all look the same to us. Does anyone really know the difference between Chinese and Japanese architecture? Yeah, there are clear differences. But if these people got a hold of, like I said, Dragon Age, like if these people made Dragon Age the Veilguard, it probably would have been a lot better. Just like whatever series is failing right now, just give to them. Just let them get a hold of it. Let them work their magic. However, in an all too familiar move, certain media outlets, of course, are seemingly determined to inject controversy where none exists. Of course. Allegedly calling Split Fiction woke.
Another feminism propaganda. So what is this? I guess that somebody are reacting that there are two women. Let me say this. In Brothers, there were two guys. In A Way Out, there were two guys. In It Takes Two, there were one guy, one woman. And now there are two girls and everybody's complaining. Come on, man. I mean, let's face it, man. And it's also like based on my daughters. I don't care what you have between your legs. That's totally not interesting for me. Good characters is what's important.
The fucking audacity of... Did you hear that ridiculousness that came out of his mouth?
Let's face it, man. And it's also like based on my daughters. I don't care what you have between your legs. That's totally not interesting for me. Good characters is what's important.
Fuck you, sir. No. That's all it takes. Good characters. Having characters identify and their entire character being based around how they identify, whether it be black or trans or this, that's not a character. That's not a personality. The fact that he says that these women are based on his daughters, and he gives them more reason to make them, well-built characters, with story and their personality, because they're based on people who he loves and cares about. So it means a lot to him. So these are going to be really good, well-written characters. But here's the thing. Who is actually saying this? As someone who follows industry discourse extremely close, I honestly haven't seen any kind of widespread complaints about Hazelight Studios games being woke. Minor rumors or concerns? Sure. Outright accusations, though? Nope, none. If any, Fair's titles have always focused on themes of family, relationships, and emotional storytelling, not any kind of political messaging or agenda pushing. They used one comment with 8 upvotes to ask Joseph about the drama surrounding it, which he rolls his eyes and explains that no, that has nothing to do at all with any of this. This feels like yet another attempt by mainstream media sources, or even the original source of Fall Damage, to spin a narrative that simply doesn't exist. Having female characters in games doesn't automatically make it woke at all. Yeah. Like, nothing is wrong with females in games. Samus Aran. Even the very first Metroid, Samus was a woman. And if you beat the game, I think it was you beat the game in a certain amount of time, she took everything. You saw that it was a woman. I mean, even something as simple as Miss Pac-Man. I mean, Miss Pac-Man, meaning woman. There's always been females in games, but people are tired of poorly written females in games. It's like long gone are the days of Samus Aran and The original Lara Croft, not the new freaking one who like cries a lot and has daddy issues. No, not that one. The old Lara Croft. You know, Bayonetta, Jill Valentine, pretty much every chick from freaking Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken. You know, pretty much every chick from Final Fantasy. You know, Tifa, Aerith, and not just Final Fantasy VII, but you have like Riku and Pain and Yuna and you know all these other badass chicks. So, you know, it's not women that are the problem. It's poorly written women that are the problem. Because these companies nowadays don't want to write good characters. They're just more concerned about, we need to have representation. We need to make sure that these women are strong and powerful and put men in their place. Like, I freaking play Genshin. Most of the game is mostly consists of women characters. Because one, it's a gacha game. Two, it's obviously, you know, like a waifu kind of thing. But with all these women, you would think that they'd be poorly written. No, they're all really well written. From the moment you start the game, you meet Jean and Amber, all the way up till now to like Natlan, where you've got Mawika and Mizuki, and well, Mizuki being the character that just released. But then you have, you know, other like Farina, Nahida, you know, Raiden Shogun, Yai Miko. You have all these females that are well written. So it's not the females that are the problem. It's poor writing. And we say this a million times, but yet we always get accused of misogyny. Oh, you're just a misogynistic pig. And go fuck yourself. Seriously. If you don't want to listen to what we're saying, that's not our freaking problem. We are telling you outright, there's nothing wrong with females or trans or whatever in games and movies and all that. Just make it well written. Do not make their entire personality based on how they identify. Simple as that. We're not saying remove it. We're just saying do not make them being gay their personality. You know, the stereotypical, hey, bitches. You know, whenever you see a gay man, it's always flamboyant. That's not a personality. Not all gay men are flamboyant. So, it's about the message behind it, not having, not just having the simple fact of the inclusion of women. While I haven't played Split Fiction yet, it looks like just another extremely solid entry in Fair's catalog of heartfelt narrative-driven games. The genre he's dominated since Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I wonder who the two sons were based on. Well, he says that the two girls in this game are apparently based on his daughters. So I wonder if the two sons were based on like one of his, you know, one a coworker or something, one of their sons, you know, their sons or something. At the end of the day, Split Fiction is a massive success, and Ferris deserves the praise. From his now legendary "fuck the Oscars" moment to Jeff Knightley's Game Awards, at Jeff Knightley's Game Awards, who is open and authentic continued push for innovative co-op experiences. He and his entire studio have proven themselves to be a genuine force for good in the industry. His latest release only reinforces that. Good for him, but I'm not touching any game published by EA. Yeah, he seems like a pretty genuine dude. It seems like to him, storytelling, gameplay, that's the stuff that's important. And when you're playing a video game, that's what should be important. The gameplay, the story. You know, if you're having boring characters that you can't relate to, then you don't, what's the point of really playing? Because that's one reason to play is you want to care about these characters. You want to go on that journey with them. But if you're playing something like, oh, I don't know, Dragon Age: The Failguard, you're just like, is this game almost over? Because you don't have any investment in any of these characters. You know, Tosh could get killed, and you're like, okay, well, one less character now. You know, if that's how it's going to be, and you're going to be sitting there for like 100 hours waiting for the game to end, is it worth playing? No, you want a game with a good story that grips you into it. But what do I know? What do I know? But anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.